Hello? Is anyone out there?
Hey guys.
We started really late this time.
And it's my
And it's all his fault.
It's
always. Not. It's both our faults.
Well, like nah.
We started talking and we realized we just like talking to each other.
Yeah.
And we were like, we'll let these guys wait.
That's
and
nice.
It was really inconsiderate.
It was.
It was.
Well, but there's a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of stuff going on
behind the scenes.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Actual fires to be put out.
Yeah. What's up, Emilak? What's up, Emperor?
What's up? What's up, everybody?
Doing? I haven't. Gosh darn it, man. Hey, let me just
show them your face.
Yeah, there we go.
Remember this guy?
Hey, yeah, it's been like a freaking week. It's been like a week since I've been live. I'm really sorry. Life. It's like.
What is it like? What is it like? Tell me what it's like.
It's like a.
Is it
a box of?
Oh, what's in that box?
What's in the box? It's like a box of Gwyneth Paltrow's heads. Yeah. That's what it is. It's yeah.
There we go.
There we go. That's how it is. That's the kind of day, guys. I'm sorry. I say that a lot. Because I over apologize, and then when I really need to apologize,
it means nothing.
It means nothing.
It means nothing.
Crap.
It holds no weight.
That's not where I was going, but I hope it means something. Zango, yes, and I saw your message too, and I will respond to your message. I've been running. I feel like like a horse. There's a horse.
I know what a horse is.
Like a horse, but like a horse, where you like run to like the free throw line and then back, and then the 3-point line and then back, and then to the half court and then back. Okay, it's like the thing where you like run.
That makes sense though. Yeah.
Wind sprints or whatever. Yeah. I feel like I've been doing that for like 10 years. Probably like a couple months. Jeff, what's the sitch with the Xbox One? You still getting tickets, bro? Oh yeah.
So here's the deal, guys.
Oh my gosh.
Here's
an exclusive.
Tried to. I was having.
Uncle Jeff's gonna be going away for a little while.
I was trying to have a little date night with my lady.
Oh no.
And I subconsciously, but pretty consciously, like picked a restaurant up north, close to where this place is. and then she subsequently, she's a little detective. Yeah. She subsequently was like,
why were you?
I didn't ask her if we could go. She preemptively was like, we're not going there. We're not going there tonight. And I was like, why not? I gotta know.
Well, right. We're here. We might as well.
It was really stupid. And so I haven't been yet, but I'm thinking by the time I get there, I might get 2 Xboxes.
Just one is like a coaster to like when you take it to the car.
Yeah.
This one gets messed up.
I'm gonna be I'm gonna double up like 2 pizzas.
Yeah.
So check back with me next week because I'm gonna try that move again.
Yeah.
This coming weekend.
Oh, Jeff's in touch with the lady. He's just gonna give her an Xbox. He's just gonna like.
Well, here's the thing.
Every time you have a problem, just like take it, have an Xbox. Give him another.
It's Xbox. The weirdest prize rack. They're elite prizes, that cost a lot of tickets. Because, like, they have, like, a guy section, which is, like, video games and things like that. And then they have, like, another case, like, glass case.
Which is the same video games, that they're all pink?
Yeah. It is a girl's case, and in it, the top prizes are, like, what I'm assuming are fancy purses. And so I'm probably going to walk out of there, with an Xbox and a really fancy purse. It's a purse.
Yeah, she's gonna be really offended.
Oh, she's gonna be super offended.
You're like, I got an Xbox and I got a blender, like in Father of the Bride, and Mimsies! Oh my gosh! And I was like, I'm sorry, that's what they had.
Blender.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh!
But that's what it is. I was like, it's a blender, but it's also a handheld video game. It's a Game Boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Super sexy.
So you can play video games while you do your job, which is cooking me food in the kitchen.
Thank you so much, Mipsies, for the 3 months. Where did the sound go? Thank you for those 3 freaking months. Lots and lots of love. Goodness gracious. Hey,
Hey, I didn't mean that.
This was all satire.
That was satire. A satire. A satire. Okay, 2 things before when we get into before we get into this movie.
Yeah.
I've watched. I was telling you, I kind of took the weekend. I had a nice little weekend to myself. Kind of took it off. It wasn't working. It was really nice. All of a sudden, I was like, oh, I can watch like multiple movies. Still going through Michael Mann's catalog.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm gonna pop in Black Hat. Just see.
Okay.
Well, it's his most recent one from 4 years ago. Did not get good reviews.
Where Chris Hemsworth is a hacker.
Right.
Repeat, just to say, where Chris Hemsworth is a hacker.
Is a hacker.
Just make sure.
And like a good hacker.
Super jacked hacker.
And
do they okay.
That's exactly what it is.
Do they talk about that?
They don't address it whatsoever.
Okay, so it's kind of like where the Terminator is.
And he's shirtless in this movie.
All the time.
Too much.
Gotta do some hacking. So
oh no, we started too early. Imblog's not gonna be able to handle this.
All right, here we go.
We can't start with the accent 5 minutes in.
Okay, just gotta put in my password. Here we go. What is it? Starts with a K. I think it's
as a kangaroo.
All right.
Okay. So I watched it last night because I was like, I'm trying to be a Michael Mann completist, and I'm trying to work through everything and revisit all his movies, even the ones we already watched. I'm trying to go through them all again, just because like I was really into Michael Mann mode. It was great. I'm hoping this happens with Sidney Lumet mode. So the only one that was left was Black Hat, and I watched it, and it was one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
No, really?
It was really bad.
That's so disappointing.
It was really bad.
No way. Hacker Juan Pequeño. I see what you're doing. I think he's a good and charming actor. Can't be Chris Hemsworth's fault.
He is completely fine
Totally.
in terms of like what he's asked to do, which is
be shirtless
and be super stoic
and be like real Australian.
And it's all technical jargon
mixed
with Michael Mann's super machismo, dialogue, but none of it works. The action scenes aren't good.
There are action scenes in it?
Oh yeah, he wields a gun in this, and he does some fist fights, and I'm like, you're a hacker. You already look like you're not like he holds his own with some some skill.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is, and yet it's not even impressive in terms of like fight choreography. But it's too impressive for a hacker, so it fails on both fronts.
I think our stream just died. Sorry. Hold on. Shit. Sorry. Dang it.
What happened?
Hold on a second. Oh, no, we're okay. That was
Are we
weird.
good?
It said we were offline for a second. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead. So yeah. Okay, so he's hacking, but he's beating dudes up.
He's beating dudes up, but the choreography sucks, but he's too good at fighting, so it fails on both fronts, and the action's not good, and the digital is terrible. Like, it's beyond a choice for him now. It's just like, what are you trying to accomplish with this digital photography? It looks like you're shooting on an iPhone 4. Like, and it's not consistent because some shots look great.
Yeah.
And some shots look absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
And every character was paper thin, and nothing was memorable. None of the shots were memorable. Like, it was just bland. It had no style to it. It was just like, it did not feel like a Michael Mann movie, except all the beats of a Michael Mann movie in terms of like that loud sound design.
Yeah.
And like, the digital photography. Yeah, the lightsaber sounds. Wait, is this the music cue?
Hold on. I'm not in yet. Hold on. Open up Microsoft Outlook. There we go. Open it. Oh, there we go. All right. Oh no. It's a crypto mainframe. I can't get into this. They've only 2 people on Earth have ever been to. Hold on. Wait a tick. No, I'm in.
2.5 hours of that. And then add a camera going in and out of a laptop, because the way he thought to spice up hacking, because there's nothing interesting about watching people do hardcore hacking. He's like, I got to show the circuitry. I got to do it. And so he shows down the wires, then out. He shows, the computers getting infected by hackers and stuff. And it's terrible. and he did not apparently it is accurate in terms of like what they're showing on screen in terms of coding and stuff. Very Michael Mann. So they're like, it is actually one of the more authentic hacker movies.
But it turns out hacking is not cinematic.
It's at all, and he could not make it work. It is totally boring.
Yeah.
How many audio slave songs did he cram into it? Not true. The hacking scene in Social Network is sweet.
That's actually true. And you know what? You know who makes digital photography look sweet? David Fincher.
Yeah. And you know who makes going into machines and going through stuff look cool? David Fincher. When he did it 20 years ago.
And that's what it felt like. It felt like, I was like, this entire movie might be more interesting. It would still be a terrible movie, but maybe the premise alone would be more interesting if this was in 1995.
Yeah. Hacking is just never... Like, what's...
You can't do it. You can't.
What's a good hacking movie?
You can't do it.
By the way, segue. One day, and we've talked about this.
You want to do a hacker?
Oh,
you want to do hackers?
We got to do like 90s internet movies.
Oh yeah.
Which is The Net, Hackers, possibly Lawnmower Man, Virtuosity.
Virtuosity.
Yeah, I just want to.
I'll do 2 episodes
of Hackers
on The Net.
On The Net. Have you seen The Net?
Have I seen The Net?
Okay.
Ask me how many times I've seen The Net.
How many?
More than 5 times.
Oh my gosh!
Ask me how many times I saw it in the theater. Twice.
Really? I saw it at a $1.50 movie in Florida, and
Jeremy Northam, baby. That's a great way of seeing that movie.
Yeah, exactly. I read someone's report of watching the director's cut of Black Hat at a theater where Michael Mann was present, seated in front of them, and they said during a scene where someone got shot, Michael Mann started laughing. Which, like, he was unimpressed by his own film, or that's just who Michael Mann is, and he's so cold-blooded that violence makes him.
I heard that he like had to re-edit the movie. Totally he did a director's cut and he recut it, and there's a scene that opens the movie where like a nuclear site gets blown up because someone hacks in and then it explodes. They chose to open the movie with that, but apparently that happened in the original edit. It was supposed to happen midway through the film, and like last minute, maybe studio pressure, but he says, and this could be just his ego, he was like, I chose to do it this way. I wanted to open with a bang, literally. And so he moved it up, and maybe that has something, but no, the movie sucks. Like the movie sucks. Yeah. It's a total, like it's his worst movie, like by a long shot.
Really?
Like even The Keep, for all the interference, and I read up on The Keep and how much stuff went on behind the scenes. The Keep is way better of a movie.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I think he was just into someone getting shot. That's his bag, baby. I have a copy of the director's cut I've been meaning to watch, but I kind of can't bring myself.
Where did you get it? I heard that you couldn't find it.
It was in the there's the guys section at Pinball. There's the girls section, and then there's the trash person section, and you played like the alligator game twice, and you got like 4 tickets.
Yeah.
And here you go.
And they're like, here's Black Hat. It's cool, man. It's the director's cut.
Yeah.
There's a gumball too.
I shouldn't be trashing this movie. I probably.
It's terrible. You can do it. I guarantee you will. This is not one that we'll differ on. Okay. It's really bad.
Yeah. Hacker.
What if you came back and you loved it?
I know.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
I'd be like, no, man. No. Listen. I know you're gonna. Yeah. I found it on the high seas. What's up, Yuki-Yaku?
On the high seas. Okay, last thing.
What is a Black Hat? Sorry.
Apparently that's like a hacker term for like a guy who does.
A good start.
Yeah.
Here's what hackers call these things.
And it's like a guy who does, or a guy or girl who I guess does bad stuff using hacking.
So a hacker?
Yeah.
Okay. I was under the impression that a hacker. Okay.
Yeah. It is what it is. The other thing I watched right before I got here is I was working on some stuff, and I was like, I'm gonna put on a movie that it just looks pretty, but it's kind of calm. So I put on Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy.
Yeah.
Put on for 5 minutes, got completely sucked into it. That movie is so brilliant. It is one of the best spy movies of all time, and it requires your full attention.
It does.
I've watched it 5 times.
So just like The Net.
Just like The Net.
It's net level.
It's net level. But this is the first time where I really I was like, I'm gonna sit and I just got sucked into it, and I really paid attention to everything, and I was like, oh, it's all there.
I really like Tom Hardy in that movie.
It is fantastic, and it's the way I like my spy movies, because it's just totally, it's quiet and it's all behind the scenes and it's not glamorous.
It's a lot of
and
talking.
A lot of talking, and it's real dry, but in like a really, it's intense.
Yeah.
Like it's a great movie.
I remember being like, yeah, like solid, and then I don't remember.
I remember being I saw it in the theater because I really liked Let the Right One In, and it was the same director, and I watched it and I was like, I think I really like that, but boy was that confusing.
Yeah.
And I bought it and I watched it again, and I was like I like it more. I don't still not really paying attention maybe enough, but it's great, and it's all there.
Oscar nomination, I think it might have been.
That's crazy.
He definitely was nominated for it,
and it's crazy. Who won that year? Because I mean, how old is he? Because he plays like a 79-year-old man in this movie, and he kills it. It's a fantastic performance. Tom Hardy is great.
Did he win for Tinker? No,
I don't think so. I don't think he has one. He has one?
He's won.
Did he win for Churchill?
I was gonna say The Spy Who Came in from the Cold.
I own it. It's great. I read the book too.
I was gonna say
I love Jean Le
Carre. Jean Le Carre.
I like those. I like that kind of spy stuff.
Just to offend any francophones.
Do it in an Australian accent.
All right. Jean Le Carre.
Jean Le Carre. Yeah, Spy Who Came In From the Cold. Great movie. Great book. Nominated for Tinker Tailor, won for Darkest Hour. You're right.
Darkest, he won for, weird.
He was great in Darkest Hour. He's a great actor.
Certainly is.
He's one of those guys that really makes makeup work for him.
Yeah.
It's never something where I'm like, that's distracting.
Yeah.
He finds a way, and I mean, all credit to the makeup artist, but like he's also, that has to go hand in hand with the actor making it work with him.
Yeah.
And he knows how to do it.
And he's just done it so many times.
Yeah, he looks different in every movie.
He really does. I used to have a joke where there would be like an X-Men group but they're all actors, and they each had different powers, and they'd like get to a chasm, and they'd be like, "What do we do? Gary Oldman, act like a bridge!" And then he would act like a bridge, and they'd just go over because he literally was a bridge. Because he's.
Who else is in that group?
I don't know. I never really. That's the only one I had.
Let's throw in. Do they still have to be alive? And how many members?
No, they don't have to be alive. And like, let's say as many members as we want.
I think you got to put Brando in there, but like late era Brando. Because then he could be like, Brando, shield us. And he'd be like, all right.
Yeah. Or they're like, Tom Hardy. And they're like, run through that wall, Tom Hardy. Break a hole through that one. And he's like, I'm absolutely charming. Just go move it, you big brute. You animal. That's all you are. You're an animal.
Sly, mumble something.
Yeah. Tom Hardy, mumble something.
Yeah, it's just all... And they call themselves the Mumblers.
Yeah.
All right, we got something here.
Mumblecore. Yeah.
Mumblecore, yeah.
CORPS.
That's the genre they're called. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, that's great. All the insane roles Gary Oldman played in his first nomination was George Smiley. Who's pretty funny, such a low kid. Yeah.
It's a masterful performance, though.
He's very underplayed. Yeah, he was just like, he goes, all right, I'll try something else.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, it is.
He's like, I'm barely going to open my mouth when I talk.
I'm Gary Oldman.
He has a monologue in it, though.
Yeah.
That he does get emotional, but he's still emotional in terms of like where he's at level-wise for that character. And I was just like, that's some of the best acting I've ever seen in my life. Like, ever.
Yeah.
Because he's like, you almost see him get to like a tearful moment at like thinking back on something, but because of who his character, he takes it all the way to the edge, and then he stops and
he goes from
back.
Like 1 to 2.5, and
and
it's riveting.
And it's riveting, yeah.
That's true. It's Stallone proto Mumblecore, right.
But you know who gave some really loud performances? Al Pacino in Dog Day Afternoon.
Hey.
And
loud.
Well, I mean, outside the bank.
Sure.
No, he's great.
Sure.
Look, this is one of Pacino's best performances. Yeah. It's not Heat Pacino. Yeah. Sorry, that's what that sounded like. Yeah. That's not what I mean.
Okay. Yeah. Here's one.
He's great, but he's outside. He's just he's loving it.
Oh, he's great.
He's just loving it, and he's loving the attention, and he's like, I'm gonna make this work for me. And,
and this is
like Charles Durning in this movie as Moretti is amazing.
This entire cast: Carol Kane. The head teller Penelope.
She's great.
Amazing. Chris Sarandon.
Who's that?
Chris Sarandon is Leon.
Oh, he's so good.
Yeah. He's Chris Sarandon is Prince Humperdinck from Princess Bride. He's the evil prince. He was married to to Susan Sarandon,
He's also
wow.
He's in Fright Night as like the vampire. Yeah, Chris Ryan.
Wow.
Yeah,
He's great.
He's
Everybody is top level in this movie.
absolutely.
I wanted. I love John
Kane's-
Cazale in this movie so much.
Oh, John Cazale!
I want more of him in the movie.
I know.
It's not his role to be more in the movie, but every time he's on screen, I'm like, give me more.
I know.
He's doing.
He is so.
He's doing the like that minimalist acting that is doing so much at the same time.
And it's and it wouldn't be like he's such a. Like, talk about a character where you could like have a whole movie about that too.
Oh
And
yeah.
you're just like, gosh, you're fascinating, but like. Thanks for the less is more, because it's almost better that way.
It
like,
is.
You're just seeing these tips of icebergs. And
He does so much just by standing by like one of the bank like columns with his gun held up, staring out the window, and he doesn't
Looking
say
like a
anything.
sad.
And you're just like, there's so much going on there in his eyes and his face that it's like a fully three-dimensional performance for an otherwise kind of supporting 2D character in a lot of ways.
Oh, but he's so
on
great.
paper. you know?
Absolutely.
But not in the movie. Yeah.
Carol Kane is the cutest. Yeah. She's adorable. What's this? A squirrel? What are you? A squirrel? Oh, it's the squirrel. There you go. What are you? Come on. What are you doing, girly? What are you doing? Also, in rewatching this, I was thinking, especially the first half hour, you can splice in sitcom camp laughter, and it works so well.
It is so. I forgot how
hilarious.
funny it was.
It's great. That's what I love about this movie so much. Is it is uncategorizable. Really, it's a comedy. It's a true crime. It's a romance. It's definitely a drama. It's a thriller.
But it kind of goes over the top sometimes, but into like what I feel is intentional satire of just like, particularly like the police force.
Yeah.
Like the and
What
just,
are you gonna find?
Yeah.
What the fuck? Yeah, there are times where you're like, gosh, they're just
and there's
letting
the
him run it.
enormous amount of like presence that's out there from the word go.
I know.
Like he walks outside. Like it's funny because he walks outside. And it's not like a handful of cops.
Yeah.
He looks. It's a beautiful. They pan left to right,
Hey,
and
Sonny,
he's
come
just like.
hey, look over there.
Yeah. He's like, look.
Yeah, see, we got you.
Ah, Charles Durning in this movie.
So good.
He's so fantastic.
I love that actor. Also, yeah. Charles Durning is amazing, and he was like, so initially he was okay. I'm getting ahead of myself, but he was like reading for the bank manager.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then like walked out, and like Pacino talked to him, and he was like, "What? You didn't read for? Come on!" And he like took him back, and was,
Really?
like, took him back to Lumet. He's like, "Reading for Moretti," and he did. And Pacino like cast this movie essentially.
I mean, because Al
and
was not even in consideration.
yeah, because the kid's like 18 years old, right?
Supposed to be like really pretty.
Yeah. And but then like because Al read in like
5
minutes
minutes, yeah.
exactly. Lumet
He was like,
like,
"That's
well,
well,
we're all."
we're all in on this. I don't know what this is, but we're in on it. Yeah.
I'm a great director, so I can tell.
Yeah.
And that's true. And then like the head teller like was a lady that he like that Pacino when he first moved out to be an actor like lived with for like
Really? The blonde?
her and her husband. Yeah.
The one like the main
head,
speaker.
she's so great.
She's great. I love when they take her outside.
Yeah. Oh.
And then she's just like,
Yeah,
she's like, "Ah."
yeah. She
I
goes,
was like,
girls. I was
Yeah.
on TV. She goes, those are my girls. And they get out. What are you doing? What are you doing with the hand?
Yeah, what are you doing with the hand?
So great. That's what I love about like, because I always think about this as just like a Pacino movie, but then like I start watching, and I go, every character has these great moments.
It's all because I thought it fully as a Pacino movie, and I hadn't seen it in a minute, and it's borderline ensemble. I mean, it's Pacino's movie.
It's Pacino, but it's also.
But
gosh.
boy, those supporting characters are so strong.
Lance Henriksen's in there. Golly.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Sorry, Zango. You mentioned the Joker trailer.
Oh yeah, what'd you think of that?
Talk about that.
I'm gonna give it a shot.
Oh, totally.
I'm gonna give it a full shot.
Absolutely.
I'm trying to get past the director, and I like, but I'll tell you this much, and this is a bias, and it's a prejudgment, and I'm just gonna wait. But it's what's holding my.
Yeah.
I'm cautiously optimistic, but like if that exact same trailer, and it was like brought to you by fucking P.T. Anderson, I'd be like, that's gonna be a stone cold classic type movie.
Yeah, I and like whatever, like it doesn't like Joaquin Phoenix. Literally,
I think it'll
watching
carry the movie
anything.
regardless.
Yeah, that is going to be obviously what it's about, and that is what I will watch it for. My thing, whatever. Nah, it's not even worth saying. But I just kind of like it's the thing that I go is like, well, we didn't need this, but fine.
And I view it as a one-off, like, and I'm sure they drew much inspiration from Alan Moore's The Killing Joke.
Sure.
And that's kind of how I'm viewing it, as I'm just like, I don't want to know this. I much prefer to not. I like that he always tells multiple stories. There's multiple versions of the Joker in the DC universe, and that his story could be any of those, and it's fine.
Yeah.
Because no one really knows. I much prefer that angle and him just being, that agent of chaos thing that they really dug into for Dark Knight. But as a one-off and
sure.
I'm like, I'm in.
Like a Flight of Fancy little Elseworld thing.
Yeah,
absolutely, totally.
Elseworld. That's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah. Did Stanley Kubrick fake the moon landings? So here's the twist. Stanley Kubrick did shoot the moon landings, but they were real. So.
Yeah, he went to the moon. Yeah. You didn't know that?
Yeah. I remember when Todd Phillips was one of the dudes driving a cab on Taxi Cab Confessions. That's
really?
That's crazy.
He is a good director. He is.
Hey, M7.
It's just, I'll be real curious to see what because like we saw War Dogs together.
Yeah, totally.
Perfectly fine
Scorsese
imitation.
One of the Goodfellas alikes.
Yeah. It was a hardcore Goodfellas alike.
Yeah.
But it was good. It was very well made.
Totally, yeah, absolutely.
Trailer looks gorgeous for Joker. Like, it looks great.
Yep. Yeah, it looks good. Yeah, totally. I'm
gonna give it a shot.
Watch it and enjoy it. Totally. If Stanley Kubrick filmed the moon landings, they never would have been finished because of perfection. Right.
I saw the Apollo 11 documentary that they took all the 70mm footage and cut it together, and there's no interviews or anything. It's just the entire, from launch to moon landing to back.
Really?
Told just through NASA's.
Sorry, I'm not.
He's not interested in this at all.
I just can't. This is my silent protest. Sorry, dog got it.
I was like, I haven't been to the movies a lot recently, and it was the one I actually managed to get out to, and it was fantastic.
Really?
It was really good because it's all told just through archival footage and in how would you diegetic? It's all in camera audio. Like from the 60s. That's and it's all remat, like 70mm prints remat, like completely restored.
Yeah.
So it looks weird because it's so clear. And yet you're seeing people like Johnny Carson at the space launch.
Yeah.
And just weird things. And you're like, it looks modern day in terms of like the quality of it. But it's real life 60s. It's weird.
I love it. Because documentaries are they're fantastic, but they're always so crafted. It's just stunning when you see. There's a David O. Russell documentary that literally was. Yeah, when it's just like I think it was. I don't know. It was one of the most objective documentaries that I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even think there was music. I think it was just people talking, and it was like one interview on one side, one interview on the other side, one interview, and it was fascinating. It was about war. It was about the cost of war and is it worth it and stuff. And by the end of it, I kind of was like, wow. Well, you enter with a question, and you come out with like just an understanding that it's a complex issue and like whatever. And that's great.
That's what it should be.
I see why people don't do that because you don't make your point that way, unless your point is like, hey, there's a lot of different.
But the best art always just raises questions.
Yeah.
And never delivers a concrete answer.
Absolutely.
Because who are we to say anything is right or wrong?
Right. And but that's what fascinates me, that like just any shred of objectivity in this world these days, and especially a documentary that tries to be objective in that sense, that like there is no commentary. I mean, there's always going to be commentary in the sense of like possibly music or like juxtaposition and ordering of shots, but like
just delivering what it is.
This is what happened.
Yeah. It's the best.
I like to watch the thing where they break down how the moon landing being filmed would have been impossible based off the analyzing of the lighting and stuff. Yeah. Well, that sounds like someone covering stuff up, huh? Hey, Soy. No, I'm just joking. Yeah. How did NASA lose the technology to go to the moon? How did they lose it?
We still got it, man. We're about to freaking... Elon's about to set up a whole colony out there so we can get to Mars.
Yeah. He's going to call them the muskrats. Nope. Hey, let's talk some more. So here, let's now that we've done our
What's this movie about?
Yeah. Here we go. I'm going to read it.
By the way, quick one in the chat if you watched it or have seen it before.
Yeah.
Give us a
Anyone
one.
who has watched
Dog Day Afternoon. Sidney Lumet. 1975.
what the heck is this?
That's a 2. That's not what I'm looking for, MCR fan. You should check it out. It's a good movie. It's a good movie.
There's a 2012 short called Dog Day Afternoon with Sharon Stone that has nothing to do. That's insane. How
Oh, wait.
you can't call
Wait,
something else
that's
Dog
not
Day-
what we're talking about?
Yeah. Yeah. Because I spent 6 minutes watching this and I was like, I'm done.
Yeah. It's great.
Dog Day Afternoon. A man robs a bank to pay for his lover's operation. It turns into a hostage situation in a media circus. Guy was in a rush, but he was right. Yeah. I mean, that's basically it. I'm sorry, no problem. I played Sekiro. You platted Sekiro earlier tonight. Now you feel empties and won. Oh, night. Oh, hey, I got you. Great. 0.5. Saw half of it on TV.
Oh,
Like
really?
it was on TV or like
recently?
at some point in the
Oh,
past. You saw. Excuse me. his
Which half?
lover-
Which
not
half
his
did you
lover.
see?
Yeah, right, yeah. Not recently. Haha. Yes. His lawful wife. Absolutely. Which is a point very much worth making in 1975,
Yeah.
but 3 is when this stuff was going on. I think through the left half of the screen. Oh, she saw half. Gotcha. The entire film, but half of it. Right.
That was like
Sam Kinison?
Sam Candace. No, what?
Ow!
No, that was the guy with the leather gloves.
Andrew Dice Clay.
Yeah, that was an.
Who,
Andrew.
like, I watched A Star is Born the other day.
Oh!
And, you seen the remake of A Star is Born?
No. Oh no. Yes.
Yeah, and watched it.
Yeah, he's the
all
dad,
the way through, and then, like, saw the cat, and like,
You're like well,
lost
that's him?
my mind.
Yeah. I thought that was James Caan, but it
Yeah,
wasn't.
yeah. I was like, he's alive? No, he's great. He was very,
He's good. Yeah.
very good. Who watches TV these days? Yeah.
Hey.
Got him. So this is an adaptation of a true story of an article by P.F. Cluj,
Yeah, that's what's crazy.
who wrote Eddie and the Cruisers. That it's true. Yeah.
That it's true and that it's pretty faithful.
Yeah.
It's relatively faithful to the overall narrative beats of like what really happened.
Absolutely. And so it's you know, the hottest day of the summer in Brooklyn, and 3 guys walk into a bank intending to get in and out in 30 minutes, and everything goes haywire.
And that's really it. That's the setup, and then it's just payoff for the rest of the movie, and it starts paying off by the moment. I mean, it starts paying off immediately when they get out of the car, but when he struggles to get the gun out of the flower box, from then to the end of the movie, I was kind of just in awe for a minute, because I was like, wow, this movie kicks in to high gear and is like highly entertaining
The entire time.
from like the first 3 minutes on.
Yeah. It is.
They do a montage of the city to just kind of lay the groundwork of which is great. It's great.
I've been thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it really, I love seeing like 70s New York. And it's just raw, like any shot, even when it's B-roll, I'm just like, I don't care. I'll soak it up because it's all interesting to me. And then it just goes.
Yeah. And
And he's so nervous because they just didn't really plan it well for anything to go wrong. It's like they had no contingencies whatsoever, and like him just lighting the registry on fire. He's like, I'm lighting the registry. I'm lighting the registry. So I'm lighting it because like John Castell's like, what are you doing?
Sonny, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Sonny!
And then like that leads to the guy coming over and checking, and it's all just little things here and there that are just going completely wrong immediately.
Yeah, I love that the movie starts and just exactly. No 30-minute build-up. I agree. And here's the thing. Like here, I'll get on my first 10 minutes of BS because I love this movie, and I love Sidney Lumet. Sidney Lumet's my favorite director, and this is my favorite Sidney Lumet film. Mm-hmm. And that B-roll is great, and it like establishes, it's just a normal day in the city, and it's whatever. I don't know, we need it, but
I agree. But
it's fun. It's great.
I completely agree.
Yeah.
But I like it's fully justified in that it becomes a movie kind of about the neighborhood.
Yeah.
And
it does. It just kind of
And it just kind of plays into, and the fact that the song's coming from the car.
Yes.
And that we're just we're starting wide and then going, and then we're here, and then we're here for the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
it does work completely.
Absolutely.
But I know what you're saying.
But I agree. I think it does add something. It gives you a sense of place. It also gives you this sense that like it's a normal day and this is just there's a day in progress.
Yeah.
And then this.
But they could have just as easily started with just a hard cut to the wide shot of the car and Cazelle getting out and walking in.
Yeah.
And just start.
And I love the moment, because this is the one film. This is the one film that, like, if anyone on earth asked me for a movie recommendation, I'd be like, I don't care who you are, Dog Day Afternoon, because there's just no way, if you give it even half a chance, that you're going to be bored, that it's going to seem dated, that there's anything that's not going to. I mean, like, it's just it's
dated in all the like lovely, wonderful. Like I never want to script a movie that's. I'm like, I think if I had a budget, I would always script a movie pre-1990. Yeah. Because everything was more interesting how everything worked back then. There's like, oh, we got to feed a line into the bank. It's like, all right, this payphone. Yeah. It's like, the advent of cell phones, I was just like, ugh, everything got boring.
I was thinking about, like, as I was watching it, I was like, if this were remade today, every single teller in the bank would just be like...
Yeah, it would be terrible. It would suck so bad, yeah.
That established how much of a dog day it was. Fair point.
That's true.
Fair point. Yeah. You go, oh,
it works and it's justified.
Yeah.
But I see what he's saying too.
Oh, yeah.
Just because once it goes, it's so good that you're just like, I want to get there.
And there's no other music in the thing,
which was shocking to me when I was reading up on. I was like, oh my god, there wasn't.
No, I know.
And the fact that I didn't notice. Wow.
Freaking. I was gonna say Serpico. Serpico too, barely any.
And there's
more, a bit at the end, but there's like.
That's more. I associate Serpico with like just the sound of New York.
Yeah.
And it's awesome.
Yeah.
And it's great.
Yeah.
But this one I just assumed.
Yeah.
Because I've watched this a couple times.
Yeah.
And I just always assumed it had a score.
Because it's so driving.
It just moves it moves rhymically and everything, and it's great.
And the moment, man, like gosh, the moment they go into the bank and the guy's like, "Sonny, I'm not gonna make it."
Yeah.
You just go. And he goes, "Huh?" And then it's just from that moment I go, "This is a different movie." Because like that's just never.
And like the way it's all like, just the way the script is so great, and won an Oscar for the script.
Which was like entirely improvised, but
no,
it was.
We'll get into the improvised scenes because they're the best scene in the movie, in my opinion, is the heavily improv scene.
Yeah. Totally. Oh gosh, by all means.
Yeah, but
there's so many though.
There is little moments that are in the script that are built up that when he just comes up and he's like, I don't think I can do this. And he's and Pacino's at like filling out like like a piece of paper, just biding his time. And he's like, "What are you talking about?" Yeah. He's already got the gun now. It's going. And I was just like, just the way he said it and the words that he said, I was just like, that is such a real. He's like, I mean, guess what, man? Once the gun's out, we can't go back. I'm sorry.
It's so.
It just felt like a real like, oh, that's a fuck up moment that would really happen in real life.
This is. For me, a top 2, 3, 4, 5 contender for best performance of all time.
Yeah, it's really great.
Ever.
Yeah.
I mean, the amount.
He gets the full spectrum.
I mean, the amount that he carries this thing and gives you every layer of everything, grounds it, and makes it immediate. Everything that, I mean, it is, there's just not a moment that doesn't seem real. I mean, like, there's not a reaction that he gives, I think, that, I mean, it's, and part of it, I think, that some of it was improvisational, and a significant portion of it was improvisational. There was a delivery, I can't even remember what the thing was, but there was a delivery where I just was, and it was like an offhand line, but I was like, that's not, there's no way. Like, if he, but he's Pacino. He's great, and this is why he's Pacino. I mean,
it's so how much of it? Because I read that it was only improvised in like certain scenes, and then he really cut him loose during that one scene outside. I thought, because I always thought Lumet was like way more of like
he's not an improv.
He's not an improv guy. Yeah. He's not opposed to it, but like he doesn't. He's just like, I'm a script guy.
And so apparently what it was is there was a script. They rehearsed for I think like 3 weeks or something, or whatever.
Which, wow, you know what's great and what every movie should do and no one does? have a nice long rehearsal
I know.
with all your cast,
I know.
so you can work out the whole movie.
Can you imagine that?
What a thought.
Yeah. What on earth has ever not gone well because of preparation? You know
It's
what I mean?
just
Like,
so silly that it's not baked into productions.
I know.
Because I am a big believer, not in over rehearsing, but like just figuring it out together, trying stuff, failing, and then figuring other things out. So when you get there, you have a pretty good idea. It's not definite, but you have a pretty good idea what you're gonna go for,
Yeah.
and you have the confidence now to
Totally.
even go further with it.
Absolutely. It's
It's so stupid when people don't do that.
No. And what happened is they had the script and then they did the rehearsal and then they improvised a lot.
Yeah.
They wrote that into the new script.
Right.
That became the script.
That's what it. Okay, yeah.
Essentially.
But then
And
the
I think
big
they were also
scene.
was 100%. Yeah.
And talk about that scene, because do you want to talk about it now or we want to wait?
Let's hold off.
Okay.
But there are moments, and I think there are moments throughout the thing that are also just improvised on. Like there's like some Durning stuff that like when Sonny fires the shot out, and
that's what I'm talking about.
And comes in. Oh, that's the one you're talking about?
That's my favorite scene. When he comes outside and everybody's freaking out, and they're just back and forth. It's my favorite scene in the movie.
He's like, I'm in charge.
Yeah.
I'm in charge.
And he's like,
that's the one you're talking about.
Oh yeah, and he's like, what? Yeah. And then Pacino says that, he was like, I don't know, you don't know, and he's like stumbling over his words, and I'm like, God, that's so good.
I know, it's great.
And you feel it. You just feel the energy.
You were 2 months old when this film came out. Well, that's awesome. And you're roughly the same age as one of the greatest films of all time. This movie sucks. I thought it was gonna be a cute animated movie about dogs. 0 out of 10. Sorry, Spork. But think about Al Pacino voicing an animated dog, and that'll just make you happy. Magnolia, American Beauty, and Punch Drunk Love all had 4 weeks rehearsal before filming. Makes sense.
Yeah, I know American Beauty did. I'm sure that's a PT standard. And guess what? All those movies are really good and have really great acting in them.
Yeah.
I'm afraid to revisit American Beauty, though.
I have never been... I have failed to connect with it. It's not bad.
I loved it growing up. I don't know if it's going to hold up on a rewatch.
And each had deep character development and were nearly flawless in your opinion. Understood. Yeah. This is Al Pacino's second best film after Jack and Jill. Sure. No, but,
Walking your doggy.
Yeah. You get killed. Walking your doggy!
Walking your doggy!
Ho, ho, ho. It's funny. It's funny to, like, try to see where he went in moments in this. Mm-hmm. And, like, even when I go, like, oh, that vaguely...
No,
I know.
A lot of it is
this is like his teenage son. It
is because it's his voice too. He has such like in
this,
Godfather,
Sal,
yeah, and Dog Day and Serpico. His voice, like I don't know if it's cigarettes and coke or what he was doing.
Tree trucks. I don't know.
Like what happened, but his voice just got. It's weird because he sounds completely different.
Yeah. I mean, there are, and it's even like, I don't know where this came from. He's just like, oh, hey.
Yeah.
Oh, you oh.
I think it's coke.
Yeah.
I think it's cocaine.
Hey, by the way, whoa!
That's cocaine right there.
This is what we're doing. Probably drugs.
And no judgments, all right? I mean, look, he gave me heat on cocaine, and that was just a wonderful performance for me.
It was a very... Yeah, it was a very good performance. And some moments of like, what? Clearly his best role was Bobby Deerfield. Hey, such a classic. It really pulls all his strengths. Sorry, okay. Did you just pull that off of IMDb? Because you know what? Okay.
I don't even, what are we talking about?
He's a race car driver. Now you can feel like Zango's here.
Have you actually in the Name of Justice or what?
And Justice for All.
And Justice for All?
Yeah.
Great movie.
I have it, and I have not seen it.
Oh, you'd love it.
I know. You're out of order!
Yeah, it's great.
I'm out of order. This whole courtroom is out of order.
This courtroom's got a great ass.
It's got a great ass. Yeah. You got a great. A lot of good, believably sweaty people. Yes. The movie has 27% on. Bobby Deerfield has a 27%? Nah. Really? Man.
What's interesting, this movie was filmed in autumn in New York, and apparently it's kind of cold. And yet it looks so sweaty and hot. Like they really nailed the Dog Day Afternoon aspect. And then what?
They just had like glycerin on them, probably. No.
And then like they had to what was it? Did they put ice chips in their mouth?
Yeah.
Because like they would go outside and do the outside scenes, and they could see their breath, and they're like, "That's not gonna
before
do."
takes, they would
put ice chips in their mouth.
This is ridiculous.
I was like, ridiculous, and I was like, "That's really cool." That's just one of those
yeah.
movie things that I'm like, "That's cool."
Which makes sense because
Probably really frustrating for an actor, but
yeah. But it does make sense when because you think back on like some Pacino lines. He's like, "What? Why? I'm robbing a bank because they got money here." And it's like, you're right. Your mouth is frozen.
yeah,
That's it.
because they probably didn't have ice.
I'm robbing a bank.
Yeah, but your mouth would still be numb.
Yeah.
If you're just filling with it. Yeah, I'm wobbing.
He's
like, I got to make this work for me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, gosh, he's so good. And Justice for All is awesome. Freaking yeah. And Pacino in the '70s, absolutely. This movie was the 4th Academy Award acting nomination for Pacino in a role.
Godfather.
Yeah.
Godfather 2.
Serpico.
Serpico's before this.
73. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Oh, I did not know that. I thought.
Yeah. So I think it goes Godfather, Serpico, Godfather 2. This.
It's always so interesting to me to like when you put it like that.
Yeah.
Because like with Pacino, I'm just like, I'm like, yeah, he's Al Pacino. He's legendary. I've always had a weird thing with De Niro, where he's like, it's fucking De Niro.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, I like De Niro.
Yeah.
But like, I've never really gotten De Niro. And then you look back, and like I loved it. He's a great actor.
Yeah.
But when you go back and he's like Godfather 2, Taxi Driver, Deer Hunter, Mean Streets, and you put them, and then you realize they're like, it's like 7 in a row of like some of the most legendary performances of all time. Raging Bull, and it's all grouped together in like almost back-to-back fashion. And you're like, yeah, okay, yeah, I got it. Yeah, that's a hardcore legend. Yeah, okay,
absolutely. Cool. And same with Pacino, obviously.
Yeah.
And for what it's worth, same with freaking Lumet. Because gosh darn it, the run Lumet had was Serpico, Dog Day, Network. Oh gosh darn it, what was right after that? Like everything. He's got
started out with 12 Angry
Men, which is a perfect film. Like
ended with Before the Devil Knows Your Name.
In there you had, gosh darn it, The Hill. You had The Prince of the City, which is great. I mean, you just
Pawnbroker.
Pawn freaking broker. Yeah, just the 4 that we're doing this.
Yeah.
I mean, 3 of the 4 that we're doing this month were practically right in a row.
Yeah.
And they are classics. Yeah. Like
I haven't seen Pawnbroker. I'm very excited.
Just blazingly impactful stuff.
Oh,
Network is amazing. Network is like Patty Chayefsky's like because you got like Sorkin, but like Patty Chayefsky is like
it's like Sorkin, but a little like there's a little acid thrown in.
Oh man, he's like like I feel like I think it's like Patty Chayefsky and Sorkin, and I'm Chayefsky, but I mean it's the same kind of thing. Like
he just takes it into like farcical territory, and it's just fantastic.
Network is one of the most brilliant, distractingly well written. Almost.
Yeah.
Say your lines. Okay, no problem. Hey, no, freeze your mouth first, then do it. Yeah. Pacino smoked 4 packs a day during Godfather filming, which caused a huge energy, attitude, and vocal change. Absolutely. Taxi Driver. Yeah.
4 packs.
The Todd Phillips
That's
story.
A lot of cigarettes.
Yeah. Okay. So anyway, so yeah, they go into.
They go to the bank.
They go to the bank.
It goes wrong.
One guy bails.
Yeah, one guy bails.
And you're right. Like, gosh, I love the way he just goes. All right.
I wanted. Do you think that was take 1 or take 21? Like, do you think that was an intentional thing?
I think it was a little
intentional,
but I don't know.
It just. I want to say it was probably a little bit of both in the sense that it was like, it was intentional, like kind of struggle with it.
Yeah.
And then, but boy, the way he struggled with, like, they probably did a bunch, and I was like, wow, that one.
That's it.
It just flung in the right way. That box just kind of hung onto the tip of his barrel for just the right moment. I was like, God, it's so good.
And it's so sloppy and great, and it just, I mean, it's
so, like Chaplin-esque in like its physicality.
Absolutely.
It's great.
And it's such a great, because like he's been planting this. It's the opening salvo of this thing that he's been building to for so long. It's just all the energy comes out at once. It's fantastic.
He just kind of whips up. He's just like, ah!
And I love, gosh darn it, man, my gosh. Well, so then it starts going wrong almost immediately. They get into the vault. There's $1,100.
Yeah.
Which in truth, in the real thing, they got away with like $200-something thousand.
Oh, cool.
But they didn't get away with it.
But didn't they find other money? in the
Yes.
tells.
Yeah, a little
the
bit.
tills.
Yeah.
Not
So-
a lot, but like probably enough to make it
Right.
worth a while.
And so these guys, so almost instantly, it's like, oh, these guys aren't organized. They're amateurs, obviously. They've got 8 people in there. There's like a guard, several bank tellers, and the manager. They cotton onto that real quick, and they're like, these guys don't know what they're doing. And he's like, open the safe, and then like. It's great because he goes like, I'll open it, I'll get it open for you, and he takes the key and he goes, no, not with the spot key. What are you gonna set an alarm for me? You fuck! Like, yeah, whatever. And it's like Pacino, who worked in a bank, like has prepared for this.
Yeah.
And it's like he's just a constant. This dude, I love this role and this character and the way he plays it because he's full of surprises, right? Like,
And it's a fantastic. Again, the writing's so great, yet so almost organic that it's unnoticeable because the performance is so wonderful and it just flows so well. But like, what a way it reveals so much through action and dialogue. But like, that's a moment where I'm like, that furthers that moment. It furthers the plot. It shows how smart he is, and it reveals a significant layer to his backstory with him just saying, not that key.
Yeah.
Like, think about that. That's crazy.
Absolutely, and it's great, and it immediately goes. It just keeps you on your toes because you go, okay, cool. These guys are going to a bank. Oh, they're robbing the bank. Oh, cool. I love the way that Cazale just sits down with a briefcase and pulls it.
It's great.
So great.
Yeah.
And you go, oh, it's a bank robbery. Wait, that guy's leaving.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a bank robbery gone wrong. Oh, they're screwed. No, he's on it.
Yeah.
And it just keeps going like, I don't know what else is going to come out of this guy, and you don't because it keeps coming, and it's great.
And that's what I think. That's when when I said when that key line came up. That's when I was like, God, this movie is entertaining. Like 5 minutes in, and this is hot. Like so much is happening.
What makes it funnier is that as the movie starts, Pacino seems like the leader, and he's calm and collected, delegating tasks, and then he's immediately freaking out. But he's like the one dude. Akasha, we were watching this movie, and she was like, "It's like being a director." Because everyone who has a problem is coming to you, and it's anything for like.
I need to think.
These are her words, yeah. And she like literally was like, "It's everything from like I need to go to the bathroom to like things are blowing up outside. What do we do? What do we do? What do you get?" And he blows up, and he goes. And he was like, and he goes, I didn't appreciate my my language, or what is it? He was like, I didn't have a plan, something. And he's like, and he goes, you know what I gotta do? I gotta keep them chilled out, cooled out there. I gotta keep all you people happy. I gotta come out all the ideas. I gotta do it all by myself. So what do you want to try it? And you go like, yeah, but then of course the other part of your brain goes, well, you didn't have to rob a bank.
Yeah,
but like,
right.
Yeah, he's such a. And there's the thing is, he's a compassionate guy. He's a caring guy. He's a loving guy. He's doing it for someone else.
And that's the other thing. He's peppering that in throughout the whole thing. From the word go, there's always like a little thing that they give him line-wise just to be like, you got kids?
Yeah.
It's like, just because you can tell that he genuinely cares.
He's a good dude, but he's just doing a bad thing and really screwing up a lot of people's dog day afternoon, if you will.
Oh.
Yeah, sorry.
Hit that button where we disappear.
Ah! All right. That's the best.
That's a great. Look at that face. I burst out laughing when he made that face. Because that.
Hey, son of Zen, how you doing? Attica. You know, I always like. It's interesting, and that's like on the list of like great quotes, of like all-time great quotes. And I get what it is, and it's a reference to that thing, and it was improv. But it's never made like a huge impact on me. I'm like, I get it. It's like it's emblematic of like why they were rallying behind him, like what he stands for. He's like the little guy and against the corporate, and he becomes like at a certain point becomes he sort of like a symbol for gay rights and for again just the underdog,
that authoritarian.
Right. And that's what Attica is. It was like a prison riot where they just shot a bunch of people, and it had recently happened and stuff. And I get it. I just don't like for greatest quotes of all. That's not such an impactful. And I get it. Going in, I knew that line. That was like the only line I knew.
I was surprised at how early on it happened.
Yeah. And there were just so many. There's so many other lines that I'm just like. These lines from the movie. These are the.
It's an interesting line also, just because there's the surface level meaning of it, but then if you're like, yeah, but did you guys watch the movie? That's a guy robbing a bank.
Yeah, exactly.
So he's like, just playing to the crowd
Totally.
to win it's actually calculated in the sense that he's like, I need to get everyone be on the other side of these police that are surrounding this area. I need to get them whipped up into a fervor for my benefit.
Do you think it's strategic?
Yes.
You do?
Yes.
Okay.
I think it's twofold, maybe even threefold. I think it's a bunch of things. It's him.
We got fourfold. We got origami. Good.
It's one of those.
Who will you marry?
Oh, you like me? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I think he
Good
likes
Red
it.
Wolf.
I don't think
absolutely.
he's a guy who's ever got, like, when he sees the sign that says "We love you, Sonny," and he's like, that really.
He's like,
he comes out. It's hilarious because
so
he
great.
walks outside and it's an army of police, and when he walks back in to tell Sal about it, he's like, There's a ton of people out there.
It's great. It's great.
He's like, it's great. There's so many people out there. He's like excited. So there's that. I think he also is emotional.
Yes,
and I think he said it in the moment. Then he saw the response it got,
Yeah.
and then it kept him going.
Sure.
And then he was like, oh, I'm going to get these people ramped up. I'm going to get them on my side.
I buy that.
And I think that's intentional.
Totally.
So there's like, which makes it cool. Like, just
totally.
a lot of layers going on.
Yeah, he's a smart guy. When he sees himself on the TV while talking to I love that scene
like,
so much. He goes, Sonny, and he's like, huh? Oh, hold on. I just saw myself. What? Huh? What are you? And he goes, saw me on the TV there. And he goes, what? And then he goes, why are you doing this? And he goes, what? What am I? What? I don't know what you're talking about. I'm robbing a bank because I got money. I don't. Who is this guy? I love that scene. God, it's so great. And then,
what are you gonna do what are you giving me?
Yeah.
He's like, I'm your
what
entertainment.
What do you make? And that, like, oh my gosh, like what a beautiful, like, just microcosm and sort of bit of, like, just symbol for, like, how, like, who this guy is and why we're on his side and why people are on his side. When he turns around on the guy and goes, why? How much do you make? You know, how much you make? Oh, and like immediately, I'm like, oh, yeah, answer that, man.
Yeah.
Like the answer. I'm like,
well, that's not why
and he goes,
we're talking.
And he's
to
like,
you.
no, come on, what do you got for me? You know, and he's like, what do you want? And he's like, and I'm like, no, man, answer the question.
Yeah.
Answer the guy's question, because it's so. That's it. Like
Yeah.
in that one question is everything that every anti-authoritarian, like, just.
And it's also like
bit
it's
of
just
him.
like it kind of brings a moment to why it's just an interesting thing how people are drawn to extreme behavior like that.
Yeah.
It was like, well, we want to watch. Yeah, you are entertainment now.
And he's charismatic.
You robbed a bank and now you're in a standoff and like people's lives are in danger and we are into that.
Totally.
Because there are like dramatic stakes involved.
Absolutely. Hold on a second. So even the way he handles the dude who can't do it and leaves, lets him go and kind of says, yeah, I love it though, guys.
Oh, when that
It's just-
turn behind him, he's like,
Yeah!
let him out.
Yeah, he goes,
and he's like,
what the shit? Yeah, whatever. And like,
There's so many little moments like that.
and there's so many moments that where we're just like, because it's the frustrations keep, like, especially early on.
Yeah.
The writing is fantastic and the plotting is fantastic and they're just
But
moments.
how they play it.
So,
It's just like a ballet of like just things going wrong.
And, like, what this guy has to deal with.
Yeah, and how within a span of like 4 minutes, he's putting out like 9-10 fires.
Yeah.
And then just the little things in between him going to the fires is just like,
Yeah.
like the fern.
Yeah,
Or, just like going
Like,
for
come
it.
on.
Yeah.
It's great, and I love, like, cause like every, he's like, I can't make it. He goes, all right, let him out. Let him out! And then he like opens it and like he like goes whatever, and he's like, okay, and like just every time you've ever given a report and not been prepared or something, it's just that times a billion.
Or when he comes back, he
goes, what do you want?
Yeah, he walks back, he sees the
love
girl
it.
there, and it's like,
He's
like, what do you want?
And he's like, yeah, and you're like, and as a viewer, you're like, what are you doing, man? To leave. And he goes, Sonny, there's a girl over there. And he goes, what's this, a squirrel? I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I'm gonna start doing that every time. I'm just gonna start quoting that. Like, what's this, a squirrel? And it's Carol Kane. She comes out. It's great.
Or when he
and then
he has a moment like when he's behind the counter. I think it's after. Yeah, it's actually probably later. He's having a moment of like reflection, and he's behind the counter, and he's exhausted. He just got off the phone with the police, and he just spins.
Yeah.
The high counter,
boom,
and it just falls,
and
you could tell that was an accident.
Totally.
And he goes with it, and he walks all the way to the end.
Gives it one glance,
and the camera keeps moving, and then he comes back and he picks it
up,
back
and you
up.
go, "That's an actor."
I'm like, "That's an actor."
That's what
right
you do,
there.
baby.
That's great.
You let it go, and then you do what you
turned
would
it into
do.
something.
Totally.
It's great.
It's beautiful, and he didn't break it at all. I love it. I love it so much. And gosh, what the there's so much, and I love this. I love the way Lumet plays it. I love the way everyone plays it. I love that it's written in there. There's so much realistic detail in this movie. Just every like when Carol Kane's husband calls and she's sitting there and she's like,
so
"Oh, it's so great." He goes,
good.
"Yeah," and he's like, "What?" Also, it's just hilarious that the pic. He goes like, "All right, we're gonna start throwing people out the front window, out the front door. There's bodies at the front door." And he goes, "Huh? Oh yeah, is there a Cheryl here or whatever?" And then it's gosh, and then she gets on and she's like,
he wants to know when you'll be done.
And also she's like, "Well, you can just cook whatever's there, I guess." And you're just like, what is this? What is going on? But it's so true. How the monologue went great. Thank you, Red Wolf. Gosh, yeah, it's been that long. I'm doing well. Have I ever done? Yes, I've done some voice acting. Not as much as I would like, but I have done like a handful. It's been fun. What does he say when he comes back? The girl's yeah. He goes yeah, and she goes, "When are you gonna be done?" And he's like, "What do you? Come on, girlie. What do you? I don't know."
Wait, when?
When she's like, is that it? Yeah, I think it's when she's like, he wants to know when you're gonna be done. And he's like, what do you want from me? It's like, it's just
like, I don't know. We're done.
Yeah. Never seen Dog Day Afternoon, never seen Airheads, and it sounds like basically the same movie. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think there's probably
funny, yeah.
some spiritual,
yeah.
some spiritual commonality there. I'm gonna do this because I took.
I loved when Can we talk about the reporters for a second? What's protocol in the 70s? Because they were like up in that crime scene.
Yeah.
Like Charles Durning was constantly having to turn around and be like, "Everybody get back." And telling the reporters to get back. And I'm like, why aren't you guys behind the barricades?
I also dug the there's like Ghostbusters camera packs.
And
I was like, what?
Yes.
What is this? This is from Alien.
CBS cameras.
Like, what?
They showed up like, it was a Ghostbuster.
Yeah.
I was like, that's so great.
It's awesome.
I was like,
I don't even know
so
what
fantastic.
it is, but it's great. Yeah.
They were like jetpack proton packs.
Yeah, exactly. Can we talk about the proton?
It
Exactly.
was
Savrif!
so good.
Savrif, did I miss a sub? Thank you for the year. Good gravy, man. Thank you for those 12 months of unbelievable support. Thank you, my friend. Yeah, Jinx, because we're talking about it at the same time. Yeah. Oh, there it is. Thank you. Dog Day Afternoon referenced by Mindhunter and SpongeBob. What? Mindhunter, the Finchers show? Whoop whoop. Thanks, dude. How are you? Good to see you, my friend. Yeah. Yeah. In every way, I wrote down. Like immediately as I started watching, I was like, "Oh, this is the anti-Heat. That's what this is."
Yeah.
It is like on every level. It's just.
Yeah, and he's in both. I thought about that. I was like, he's in two fantastic, like some of the greatest, in my opinion, films of all time.
Yeah.
And they both have to deal with like bank robberies. This one exclusively, but like I was just like, and they both star Al Pacino, and I never associate Pacino with like the bank robbery genre.
I know.
These are two of the best ones.
And then like what's the guy's name? Not Wasco. What's the bad guy? I mean the loose cannon in Heat. Waingro. Yeah. Like his Waingro is like the dude who runs out. Like he's just like that's the Waingro.
Yeah.
He just like loses it and then just kind of goes, I gotta blow.
It's like,
I gotta get out of here.
Yeah.
But yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, that's the part where he goes down and he's like, wait, don't take the car. And he's like, what? How do I get home? And you're like, you're holding up a bank, you asshole. You're leaving him high and dry. He goes,
and he doesn't even get upset. He's just like,
take the subway. We need the car. And he's like, hey, the keys.
Yeah, he gives him
so great.
He gives him an option. He's like, take the subway.
Mindhunter, the Netflix show, and by an early season of SpongeBob. They do a Dog Day reference in SpongeBob. That doesn't surprise me. That show. I don't know much about that show, but yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I love. There's a shot where they cut to like not Maya Rudolph, but Maya Rudolph. That
one of the tellers.
Yeah, one of the tellers. She's got like it's kind of curly Maya Rudolph. She doesn't look like Maya Rudolph to me. You know who Maya Rudolph is?
Yeah, P.T. Anderson.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Anyway, whatever. I just love where she cuts it and she's terrified. She's still chewing gum. Like she's like,
oh yeah. Oh, that doesn't look like Maya Rudolph.
Great.
And maybe Maya Rudolph combined with the woman from Cheers.
Yeah.
I mean,
Sure.
she's
Rhea
a very
Perlman?
attractive woman.
She is.
But,
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah, she was great.
Oh gosh.
She had a little bit like she was like perfect cutaway material.
Totally.
She'd always have something funny going on.
When they're doing the military
rifle
thing. I just love that. And that's such a
lot
great
of that
moment.
camaraderie stuff throughout the movie was really wonderful.
Because there was a
Which is true.
Exactly.
Like
the guy was like, it was a blast.
He was like, if he wasn't robbing a bank and I just had him over dinner, it would have been one of the most hilarious nights of my life.
Yeah. It's kind of amazing how well this movie flows. Absolutely. All the tone, absolutely. And there's all that levity in the beginning, and it leads into sad talking. And that's what I love. That's because that's what a great movie acknowledges about life, is that life is funny, tragic, horrifying, amazing, beautiful, all at the same time. It's really, He's really started blowing people away if something was serious about. Absolutely. Look up that Maya Rudolph girl on IMDb. She's been in a bunch of Darren Aronofsky movies. Yeah, I saw that. She was in. I can't remember what the one was, but
wait, what?
She. I think she's in Requiem or something. The Full Cycle
Maya
Life.
Rudolph?
No, not Maya Rudolph. The one that I was saying looks like Maya Rudolph. Yeah.
Gotcha. Oh yeah, she's like one of the older ladies with Ellen Bernstein sitting out.
Is she?
Always sunbathing.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I like when Sonny just straight up says, I'm an outcast. Yeah. The reference to Dog Day Afternoon in SpongeBob while we're watching this.
I love when...
Is it just Attica?
All right, nobody move. This is a bank robbery. Attica!
Oh, you just screamed Attica. There you go. All right. I was wondering. Okay, cool. That's cool. Yeah. What were you going to say?
I love when there's the brilliant when he makes the 2 phone calls and there's holding on his face almost the whole time. He calls both of his wives essentially, and his gay wife like what's the protocol though? What do we call him?
I mean, I'd say why. I mean, she's because she is what now we